Hello, and welcome to my living room slash office slash greenhouse. I'm back after a little bit of a recess, but today we're going to be talking about my evening skincare routine, a bit of a follow-up from my morning skincare routine that I posted a couple weeks ago. I know how I mentioned in that video it was like 3 pages and I made a big deal about it. There's 6 now. So a quick recap from last time, my skin type is I have very dry, very sensitive, eczema-prone skin. So what that means for my skincare routine is I like to focus on incorporating actives in non-irritating ways or ways to reduce their potential irritation. And I also really like to focus on pro-barrier skin healing ingredients to help build up my bad skin barrier. And I also try to avoid products that contain fragrance or niacinamide, as I know those are triggers for me for skin irritation and flare up my eczema. Unlike my morning skincare routine, I actually follow 3 different routines throughout the week for my evening skincare routine. They're all focused on different active ingredients. I have 3 nights that I focus on retinol, 3 nights that I focus on repairing products slash I use a bit of copper peptides there. That's the main hero product I look to focus on there. And then 1 night a week I use AHAs and BHAs as an exfoliating night to give my skin a nice refresh for the week ahead. There are a few products that I use both morning and night, and so to save some time I'm not going to talk about them in depth here since I already talked about them in my morning skincare routine. If you haven't watched that video yet, I suggest you go check it out. I'll link it down below and up in the cards as well. There I talk a bit more about kind of my skincare journey, and I go in depth on the products that I use both morning and night, and those are the Laneige Cream Skin Toner. This is my first step after cleansing every day, morning and night. And then I also use the Paula's Choice Anti-Aging Eye Cream both morning and night. In the evenings I just tend to apply a bit thicker layer than I do during the day. And then my hero cleanser is the Crave Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. I use that both morning and night, and I talk more about it on my other video, so go check it out if you haven't watched it already. So kind of how my evening skincare routine works is, I think the best way to identify it is broken up into like 3 stages. There's a lot of 3s in my evening skincare routine, obviously, but I would consider the first stage like skin prep. So that's my cleansing, my toning stage, and then my treatment stage is, where I have all my active ingredients. I use serums and essences, and that's the stage that differs every single night. And then the last stage is my moisturization phase, and I use the same moisturizer every night as well. So it's the first and third portions are the same, but it's that middle one that changes every night. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go first through my skin prep. I'm going to talk about how I double cleanse, what I use for that, briefly touch on my toning step, and then I'll go into the 3 different treatment steps that I use throughout the week. As I mentioned before, it's the exfoliating, retinol, and copper peptides routine. And then I'll talk about my moisturizer at the end. Sounds good? Okay, let's get going. So the first step of my evening skincare routine is a double cleanse. And for those of you who don't know what a double cleanse is that means you use 2 cleansers, typically an oil-based cleanser and then a water-based cleanser. And the best way that I've had double cleansing explained to me is like attracts like. So you use an oil-based cleanser to break down all, your waterproof sunscreen, makeup from the day, anything that is oil-based. So that's, the oil is going to bind to the oil, like attracts like. So you use an oil-based cleanser to get rid of all that, rinse it off, and then you go in with a water-based cleanser to get all the water-based impurities cleansed from your face, and then you have a perfectly clean canvas to go in with the rest of your skincare routine. I found that that's been a great success for me. I wear a waterproof sunscreen every single day to protect my skin. I find it works really well for the wear throughout the day, so a double cleanse is really important for me to get that broken off and washed off my face. And what I use for my first step in my double cleanse, for the oil-based cleanser, I actually use a balm cleanser as opposed to like a liquid oil. I personally just find I like the consistency of a hard substance kind of warming with my skin and getting nice and smooth and turning into an oil that way. But anyways, what I use for that step is the cult classic, I guess. It's very popular. It's the Pharmacy Green Clean. It was, I think, the first balm cleanser that I tried, and money hit the jackpot on the first try. I have tried many balm cleansers because it is a step that can, for me, include fragrance and it doesn't irritate my skin because I go straight in with another cleanser to wash it off anyway, so it's not really staying on my skin a long time. So I feel like balm cleansers is something that I get to try in a lot of different products or companies that I normally wouldn't get to try from because they include fragrance in their skincare. But I've tried a lot of balm cleansers, and a lot of them, like, you know, they don't melt out the way this one does. This just has, it melts out into the like most beautiful thin oil as you like break down the gunk on your face from the day. It's just so nice. And then also what I really love about this product is the way that it emulsifies when you put water to it. That's when water hits the oil and it makes this like creamy white looking residue on your face as you're rinsing it away, but that's how it rinses off your face. I know like some balm and oil cleansers, like you really need like a wash rag like this to like get it off your face because it just kind of clings to your skin. It doesn't really like emulsify and smoothly wash off. This one does every single time. I've tried many, nothing compares to just how thin and beautiful and wonderful this is. I think this is another desert island pick because I have to take my sunscreen off some way. So how I use this is I take the balm and apply it to dry skin. The important thing here is dry skin. Again, that water will emulsify it, so you really want to apply this to dry skin so the oil can really get in there and break things down. And as it melts into an oil, it melts away all the grime from the day. And then I take some water on my fingertips and do the emulsification step and then rinse it off. And then the second part of my double cleanse is always my hero Crave Beauty Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. As I mentioned, I talked about this in my morning skincare routine, but the TLDR here is that it's amazing and never leaves your skin feeling stripped, just clean and happy. After I've washed my face clean from the Pharmacy Green Clean, I go in with my face still damp and take just the Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser, apply it on my fingertips, spread it around my face, let it get a nice little lather, and then I rinse that off. After I'm done with that, I'll gently pat dry my face and I'll follow up my cleansing immediately with a quick application of the Laneige Cream Skin Toner to prepare my skin for the rest of the routine and replenish any hydration and moisture lost in the cleansing process. As I mentioned before, I've talked about this in my morning skincare routine. I will quit saying that now as I dive on into my treatment step. Given that my skin barrier is not the strongest, I limit my exfoliating to just once a week. I exfoliate on Sunday nights. I like to think that I start the week with a nice, pretty clean slate because of it. I prefer to stick to chemical exfoliants as opposed to physical exfoliants as they are more gentler on the skin barrier. And I also alternate each week on Sunday nights between a combo AHA and BHA serum and a BHA only focused serum. AHAs, or alpha hydroxy acids, work to loosen and exfoliate the dead skin cells that sit on top of your skin, while BHAs, or beta hydroxy acids, are oil soluble and can get down into the oil ducts and loosen up sebum. Sebum is just like the fancy medical term for like the oil on your skin. So how I mentioned in the start of the video, because my skin is so dry and sensitive and really reactive, I really try to focus on incorporating active ingredients, especially strong ones like chemical exfoliants, in ways that limit the potential irritation that it can cause my skin. And one way I do this is by buffering the product, or essentially you put another product that is more oily, thicker. It provides a bit of a barrier between your skin and the product that you're worried about sensitizing your skin. And so to start off my exfoliating night treatments, what I do is I go in with the Josie Maran Pure Argan Milk Intensive Hydrating Treatment. This is an oil and water emulsion that is nice and creamy and provides my skin with all the essential fatty acids it needs thanks to the argan oil. This simple yet effective serum just focuses on combining water with the argan oil to help penetrate deeper into the skin to nourish further down than an oil normally would. How I use this is I take a few pumps onto my fingertips, then rub them together and then smooth them over my face and neck. Next I go on with the Paula's Choice Resist Anti-Aging Eye Cream that I mentioned at the start of the video. Firstly, I do this at this stage to give the Josie Maran milk a bit of time to sink into my skin, but I also do this now to help protect my sensitive and delicate eye skin area from the chemical exfoliants. While I don't apply the chemical exfoliants in my eye area. This is just to help protect it from any potential product bleed throughout the night. After I'm done applying my eye cream and the Josie Maran serum's had some time to sink in, I then go in with my exfoliating serum. As I mentioned before, I alternate each week which one I'm using, whether it's an AHA BHA combo or just a BHA focused one. I'll start here first with the Drunk Elephant TLC Firm Boost Glycolic Night Serum. That is a mouthful, but here it is. This is my AHA BHA combo serum. It contains about 10% blend of AHAs, including glycolic, lactic, and tartaric acid, and then 2% BHA, and the BHA that they're using here is the standard salicylic acid. This serum has a gel-like texture and spreads easily over skin. I use one pump and spread this over my face, but do not take it down my neck as the skin is more sensitive there. On alternating weeks, I use the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. As you can see here, it's such a good exfoliant. The label's going, but this is a cult favorite product. I mean, any YouTuber will talk, probably has rave reviews on it. And I've seen great results with it as well. It's called a liquid for a reason, as the texture is very runny and has a bit of slip to it. The main ingredient in this formulation is 2% salicylic acid, which, as I mentioned, is a BHA. I find that BHAs are the best on reducing the appearance of my pores along my nose and chin, and really to help combat blackheads for me. How I use this is I take a few drops on my fingertips and spread them across my face, avoiding my neck here as well. I have this small little tester bottle here. I didn't see a need to buy the full-size version as I'm only using it every other week. And I've had this probably for like 4 or so months now and have barely made a dent in it. So if you're using this more frequently, it does go a long way, but I only need a small size just because I'm not using it so frequently. Obviously, different skin types can handle or even need more exfoliation than what I do, but I've just found that this works best for me and my skin. Honestly, sometimes even in the summer when my skin barrier is stronger, I'll actually use the Drunk Elephant serum back to back, just because I can tell that my skin needs a bit of a deeper clean than what it would be able to handle in the winter time. So it's the next morning. So 3 nights a week I focus on using retinol. Retinol is a form of vitamin A. It works to boost skin cell turnover, increase collagen production, and regulate the production of oil on your skin. Retinol is frequently referred to as the gold standard for anti-aging ingredients for its dramatic results, and I honestly saw pretty significant results when I started using retinol. My skin was smoother, my texture was nicer, I had a lot more clarity to my skin. I know retinol has a long history of being sensitizing, especially for dry and eczema-prone skin types, so I really focus on adding a lot of layers of hydration and moisturization before I go in with my retinol. So in my first step after a toner, I go in with an essence. An essence is essentially just a more concentrated toner. It's kind of somewhere between a toner and a serum in terms of concentration. It still has that really loose liquidy texture, but it typically packs more of a punch when it comes to your ingredients. The one that I use in my Retinol Nights skincare routine is I use the Amore Pacific vintage single extract essence. They don't make these things easy to say, but it's this here. It is my most expensive skincare ingredient, or skincare product, and it's just one ingredient, but it's well worth it, to me at least. And I also had $100 off of it, so that's how I justified it. So what makes this so special and can justifiably put at the price tag that they put it at, it's the process in which it was made. I'm going to read here from my notes so I don't miss anything. What they do is they take the green tea and it goes through a 100-day fermentation aging process, and then they take a proprietary 24-hour extract to preserve its potency. Fermentation is really great for skincare ingredients because it helps them penetrate deeper into the skin. It honestly typically makes the ingredient that's been fermented more potent. And so essentially you're getting a lot more antioxidant bang for your buck when you're using a fermented ingredient. This product is obviously very watery and sinks quickly into the skin, penetrating into the deeper layers of the epidermis. Green tea helps visibly improve skin's clarity, texture, and elasticity with anti-pollution properties. How I use this is I give it a gentle shake, then dispense a few drops into my palms and gently pat that into my skin. Immediately following my essence, I like to go in with a thin layer of the Claire's Midnight Blue Calming Cream. This product's really great. I honestly think of it as like a serum moisturizer in one. And what I do is I go in, like I said, with a thin layer of it. Firstly, to lock in all that great and expensive hydration I just put into my skin, but also I use it as a bit of a buffer for the retinol. So basically what it's doing, because this is a cream, the retinol won't sink into my skin as deeply as it would had I applied it before the cream. So the key ingredients here are guaiacylene, which is a compound found in chamomile, and Centella asiatica. Both are known for their great wound healing and skin repairing properties, just to provide that soothing and calming abilities. So, you know, great to pair into a retinol focused routine. This cream has a lovely blue color from the guaiacylene and a nice thick texture, but interestingly enough, it's not like in an oil rich way like some other creams. It feels like it's really locking everything into my skin, but after it absorbs, it's still light and breathable. Other key ingredients include several peptides and hyaluronic acid to help plump and hydrate the skin. It also has ceramides and essential fatty acids to ensure the skin barrier is properly moisturized. How I use this is I dispense a small amount onto my fingertips and smooth it around my face. Honestly, in the depths of summer, I switched to using this only as my nighttime moisturizer, as it's thick enough for the night, but still light enough to feel breathable in the humidity of the summer. So while the Midnight Blue Calming Cream is absorbing into my skin, I go in with my eye cream again. Same one every single day, twice a day. But similar to my Exfoliating Nights, I like to use this as a bit of a buffer for my sensitive eye area, just in case, again, I'm not applying retinol to that area, but in case there's any product bleeding throughout the night while I'm sleeping, this kind of helps lock in my delicate eye area and protect it. Now it's time for the star of the show. Once my Midnight Blue Calming Creams had some time to set in, I then go in with the Ordinary Grand Active Retinoid 2% Emulsion. This product contains new wave retinols, which are shown to be more potent but less irritating than traditional over-the-counter retinol, which is exactly up my boat. And honestly, I've not experienced any of the traditional skin peeling irritation that you see with retinol while using this. I think it's been great. I've seen really good results from it, but I haven't had those like adverse side effects thanks to it. The serum has a nice light consistency with just a touch of slip. Like I said, I saw really great results with this product only after a few weeks of using it. I really felt like it helped improve my overall texture and skin clarity, leaving me with more radiant looking skin. How I use this is I take a few pumps onto my fingertips and then spread it across my face and neck. I usually end up using about 3 since I apply this quite liberally. And then if you're interested, so it normally comes in a little dropper bottle, but Deciem, the like parent company of The Ordinary, sell these little pumps on their website, so I recommend picking those up. I just switch out the bottles when I replace it and just keep using the same pump. So this routine was actually one that's changed the most over the years. It was always just kind of fluctuated with the products that I was using and testing at the time. Because 4 nights a week I was focused on retinol or exfoliation, I wanted to focus the other 3 nights on hydration, repair, moisturization, just really helping my skin barrier after kind of the more strenuous active ingredients that I was using. And then I would say that the current iteration of this routine firmed up in about November, and honestly with the results that I've seen, I think I'll be sticking with this one for a while. The hero ingredient here is copper peptides, which is designed to help reduce the look of wrinkles, increase collagen production, but it's scientifically proven to help with wound healing. And I think it's this last one that's like really had the most significant impact on my skin. When I started using this, I just made my skin just the smoothest, most beautiful it's ever looked. And I think that's just because I used to have all these little tiny bumps on my skin, and you know, as I had my skincare routine got better, they would get better, but they'd still always just like in the smallest way still be there, and they weren't acne. And I talked to my dermatologist about them, and she suggested it's probably eczema. And I noticed like anytime that my skin barrier was bad, that they would get worse. And I tried everything that I could. I use a lot of like pro barrier products that I talk about, and I really focus on helping my skin barrier, but nothing that I was using would just get rid of them. And it was really frustrating, honestly. And then I just tried these on a whim, and boom! My skin has just looked so smooth and beautiful since I've introduced them into my skincare routine. Unfortunately, I do have a bit of the texture back right now. That's just because it's allergy season. The heat's still on in my building, so we're having to just keep the windows open and let all the pollen in. So if I sound a bit nasally, that's why. But also it's wreaking havoc on my skin. I get about a 2-week period every year where my skin is unhappy. And we're in that period right now, filming a skincare video. Yay. But honestly, I would give up retinol before I gave up these Blue Miracles. Retinol's great. I saw great results with it. I saw dramatic results when I introduced copper peptides into my routine. I highly recommend them. I think they're great for your skin barrier, but they're also great for just improving the texture and look of your skin overall as well. Much like my retinol night, the first thing I do after my toner is I go in with an essence. This is the Royal Honey Propolis Enrich Essence by Skin Food. This essence is really great and contains a lot of antioxidants that have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory benefits that help with smoother, healthier looking skin. It comes out feeling like it has a bit of body to it, but smooths over the skin effortlessly and sinks in quickly. This formula contains 63% propolis extract and 10% royal jelly extract to help strengthen the skin barrier. It also has lactobacillus and fermented yeast to provide additional hydration and soften the skin. How I use this is I dispense a full pipette into my fingertips and gently spread it around my face and neck. The next step in my routine is where I incorporate the copper peptides. Currently I'm using the Ordinary Buffet plus copper peptides 1%. Prior to this, I was using the Ordinary sister brand Niod, and I was using their copper amino isolate serum. I mean, I saw really amazing results with that, but for a $90 price tag, I wanted to give the Ordinaries go at this with just a $30 price tag. Comparatively, I would say I didn't see as much of the dramatic results with the Ordinaries as I saw with the Niods, but honestly, for such an expensive ingredient, you're really seeing really good results for an inexpensive product like this. Other than the 1% copper peptides, the serum also contains 4 different patented peptide complexes and a postbiotic complex, all of which are in a base of 11 skin-friendly amino acids and multiple forms of hyaluronic acid. Basically, this is skin nourishment and repair in a bottle, which is why my skin loves it. The serum is a striking blue color thanks to the copper peptides and is the perfect serum step consistency. Similar to the propolis extract, I dispense a full pipette into my fingertips and spread it over my face. While my serum sink in a touch, I then go in with my eye cream. Unlike with the Retinol Nights and the Exfoliating Nights, I'm not putting my eye cream in this step to buffer it. That's why I didn't apply it before my copper peptides. I'm not worried about the products getting into my delicate eye area. This is just the best time for me to apply my eye cream during my skincare routine. And to wrap up this healing and restorative routine, I like to go in with another ingredient that I know my skin loves and is really good for barrier repair, and that is panthenol, also known as vitamin B5. For this, I'm currently using the Make Prim Extra Moisture Essence containing panthenol. I think I talked about it in my morning routine more in depth about why my skin loves panthenol so much and how great it is. And again, if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below in the cards up above. I really suggest checking it out. But anyway, panthenol is really great for adding hydration to the skin like hyaluronic acid, but it also has emollient and moisturizing abilities that fill in the skin cracks in your skin barrier that really just take it that extra step in terms of hydration and moisturization all in one ingredient. So big checks in my book. In addition to the hero ingredient panthenol, this also contains madecassoside, chamomile extract, and ceramides for skin soothing and long-lasting moisture. This serum slash essence is really interesting, and as it starts out looking creamy and thick, and then very quickly turns watery and thin as you spread it over the skin. Not to sound like a broken record, but how I use this, I dispense this onto my fingertips and spread it over my face. I usually do a blueberry sized amount. I'm a bit more generous with my products as my skin needs all the help it can get. So the last step in my skincare routine every night is my night cream. For this, I use the Boscia Chia Seed Moisture Cream. I currently have this little teeny tiny one because I ran out. I thought I had a backup. I did not. Thankfully, I had a mini travel size with me, but I mean, we are really risking it here. So, you know, hope that Ulta order comes in soon. But anyways, I love this product. It is thick and just locks everything in, and honestly, but it doesn't leave my skin feeling greasy like a lot of other creams. And I've tried a lot of like night creams because I need something thick and velvety and just like will lock everything in because I have such a dry skin, and your skin gets even drier in the night, so you really need something thick, but I just couldn't find it. And then I came across this and it was a perfect. It has all the like essential oils and fatty acids that your skin needs, but it still feels like quite breathable, and honestly my skin just like absorbs this in the evening times. Honestly, in like the dead of winter, I'll use this lightly during the day as well, just when my skin needs that extra bit of oomph. And then also in the summer when it's really hot and humid, I do switch to using either my ordinary natural moisturizing factors plus HA, and I just use a liberal amount of that in the evenings, or I'll use the Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Cream like I mentioned before. My skin just adores this formulation and soaks it up in the evening. It never feels like it's just sitting uncomfortably on top of my face. Key ingredients here are the chia seed, which is rich in phytonutrients, antioxidants, and omega-3 fatty acids to help prevent skin dehydration and moisture loss. This also contains elderberry extract, which is an antioxidant that defends skin against stress and pollutions in all seasons. How I use this is I scoop out as much cream as I feel my skin needs that evening and smooth it across my face, always going back for more if I feel that it's necessary. Some evenings I do feel that my skin needs a little bit of extra help in the moisturization department, and that's when I go in with a facial oil. My go-to is marula oil, and I'm currently using the Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Oil Luxury Facial Oil, which again, like Drunk Elephant products, it's a bit on the pricier side, but I only have the 15 ml, and honestly, because I use it so infrequently, it lasts me like the full year that it's good for. Marula oil is only good for 6 months to a year depending on the manufacturer. This one says 12 months from opening, and I've gotten full size and not gone through them in a year, so I find that this size is just good for me. As far as oils goes, I find that marula oil has just a nice thin consistency and my skin absorbs it well and it just seamlessly sinks into the skin. How I use this is I take about 4 to 6 drops depending on how much I feel I need and spread it between my palms, slightly warm the oil, and then gently pat it all over my face, neck, and chest. So that's my evening skincare routine. All 3 different iterations of it. It was a lot of information, so if you stuck around this far, I love you so much. Like I've said a few times, if you haven't checked out my morning skincare routine, it'll be linked up above and down below. I really thank you for your support and watching this video and making it this far through. And if you like skincare and you want to know more about certain things, or you want me to talk more about skincare, let me know down in the comments below like what you're interested in. Be happy to do more skincare focused videos. I really do enjoy skincare, as you can see. So let me know what you'd be interested in. But anyways, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate all your support. I think the next video that'll be out will be a vlog. I think it's gonna end up covering like 3 different weekends, but most importantly, it's gonna cover my time home in Georgia going to the Masters. So keep an eye out for that. But until then, love you all so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. These allergies got hands.